Hello, everyone, and welcome to My First Mon on JoyClicks. I'm one of your hosts, Jack Martin, joined by Christian Buckley.
Hello.
Yes, thanks for being here.
I'm so excited.
Yes, this is very exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what the hell My First Mon is, well, it's simple. I've never played a Pokemon game. So, each week, I'm going to be playing through Pokemon Blue and documenting my experience with you, Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And you, Christian, meanwhile, are playing through Pokemon Red
I am.
to jog your memory.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do here is each episode is going to focus on a particular gym. I believe this first week is Brock.
Yes, we will get to that.
Yeah, and we'll get there.
Because I want to add, we are going to be, since you said this is your first time, I do have a lot of questions. I want to run through what's like experiencing this world.
Sure.
And most gyms, I'll say, have some sort of thing associated with the city outside of just the gym.
Okay.
So there is that aspect too that we're going to be going through because, again, documenting your journey.
Yep.
Just the focus of the episode will be the gym.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be the most interesting one because this is like, this is the beginning. The beginning of my Pokemon journey.
I'm very excited.
All right. So you want to delve into it?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this all week.
Me too.
We recorded the preview episode last week.
Yeah.
Shout out to that, by the way. Did some good numbers.
Yeah.
There's Pokemon Reddit people who are joining
Very
our
good.
journey.
Welcome, Pokemon Reddit people.
So
happy to be joining you in your fandom here.
So last week I was very entertained because I had a lot of unfair questions for you about expectations, and just sort of things that you can never guess. I want to tell you, you almost nailed some of those guesses you had about what you're doing, what the story is like.
Yeah, I went through and after I played and I was listening to that.
So you start the game up, and what happens after that title intro? You hit start. What happens?
Yeah. So basically, you are this Pokemon trainer.
You are.
Yeah.
You are a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, you are a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
I'm this Pokemon trainer.
That's right.
And yeah, you can choose your name.
Yes.
Or you can choose from a list.
Yeah, I guess it's just because they wanted to give you some like fast options.
Yeah.
So you asked last week if the character has a name.
Yeah.
The canon name for the player character in Gen 1 is Red.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't know why.
But for Pokemon Red?
No, for both.
Really?
Yeah, so if you're talking about the trainer from Gen 1, his name is Red.
Okay.
And your rival, which you have a rival, his name is Blue.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I never named them that. I always... What do you name your...
So I named my character Jack.
Okay.
And... because it's a short name, and that's my name. And
it fits.
Yeah.
Christian never fit until recently.
Oh.
My entire life I played as Chris, and nobody calls me Chris.
You're not a Chris.
I'm not a Chris.
No.
So then when they added Christian, I was like, that just feels weird. So I changed it to Chun, C-H-U-N.
Okay.
Because that was a nickname I had.
Yes. So yeah, I did Jack, and for my rival, which you can name, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
One of the options I was given was Ash. So I chose Ash.
Nice. So Ash is your rival.
Yep, Ash is my rival.
Very nice. In Red, I don't know if this is the case in Blue, one of the quick, short, suggested names is Jack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, yeah, but Ash is an interesting choice for your rival's name.
Yeah.
It's not only the fact that you have a rival that is like adding to the anime-ness of it before the anime even came out, you know?
Yeah.
That rivalry, you name them too, which is, again, an interesting point. But
yeah.
That whole sequence is narrated by Professor Oak.
Right. Who gives you, eventually you meet up with him, and after you leave your house, and he gives you this task of filling out your Pokedex. So I guess that's, at least from my perspective right now, that's kind of what the game is about. It's just filling out this Pokedex and finding all the Pokemon.
So you name your character. You're introduced to Oak's pitch of what this world is.
Right.
You wake up in your room. There's a Super Nintendo in front of you. Did you explore your room at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
I did notice the Super Nintendo. I thought
okay.
That was cool.
Do you use your computer at all?
I did, and there wasn't really much I could do with it.
Yeah,
I could really withdraw things. I could deposit things. It was very much bank-like.
Yes, but there's nothing you can do yet.
Yeah. I don't think I had a single item, if I could think of it. I believe I didn't have an item.
You don't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Walk downstairs. Your mom's there. You talk to your mom. Did you see what's on TV?
No, what was on TV?
So this is something interesting. In the original game, if you walk up to the TV, It says 4 boys are walking down a railroad track.
Oh, Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah,
Okay,
I thought
yeah.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
Why?
Don't know why.
Yeah, it's so random.
I guess like coming of age, like you're leaving your home.
Oh, that's fair.
I guess that's the comparison they had because this came out in '96.
Okay. Stand By Me was 80s though, wasn't it?
I don't know.
But yeah, I did notice that.
Weird though.
I forgot about that. That was like a small little detail. I'm like, why the hell?
Outside of Pokedex entries, that's one of the only things that connects Pokemon's world to our world, I guess.
I have a note about this.
Okay,
and
we'll get to
it
that
later.
I think,
It's in Pewter City.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We'll get there.
And I believe that's where the first gym is.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, we will get there.
Okay.
But yeah, so I leave my home, and I was trying to find Professor Oak. So I went to his house, and I believe I went to his lab, because Ash's sister told me to go to his lab. So I went there, and he wasn't there.
Right.
So I left, and I was like, well, and I kept looking. I was like, well, I can't find him, so I'm gonna go up the path.
Right.
Up to the north, and I go up the path, and then I believe Ash, or maybe it is Professor Oak, who comes and gets me.
It's Oak.
Okay, so he comes and gets me and brings me to his lab, and he just kind of gives me this spiel about like what he wants me to do.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Yes.
Take this.
So
that's a Zelda reference. I forgot. He's never
Oh.
played Nintendo games, but
Yeah.
the game isn't. My reference was.
Yes.
So sorry. Continue.
So then, yeah, he kind of tells me like what the world is about, what he wants me to do. He wants me and Ash to collect all these Pokemon, or just at least survey them. And I have 3 options to choose a Pokemon to come with me.
Okay.
I have Charmander,
Yes.
I have Squirtle, and I have Bulbasaur.
Correct.
This is the young gentleman that I forgot about.
Yes.
I said
Bulbasaur.
I think I said Charizard, which is the evolved version, but
I think you said Charmander.
okay, yeah, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. And I said I was going to choose Squirtle last in the preview episode.
Yes. Who did you end up picking?
Squirtle.
You picked Squirtle. Okay.
Big time.
Nice. Was there anything that drew you to Squirtle immediately, outside of the fact that Blastoise is on the box?
No. Well, it was either Squirtle or Charmander. I think Charmander's just cool.
Yeah, he's a dragon.
Yeah, he's dragon, and I usually like fire types. So, like, for example, if I'm playing Skyrim, I got a fire spell in my hand.
Yeah.
But I think Squirtle's kind of cute, so I chose Squirtle. And I believe I heard from like someone like Tim Geddes probably that Bulbasaur is a character that you shouldn't choose. I don't know why.
All right, Tim. So my first playthrough, I got Charmander.
Okay.
And most times when I play Gen 1, I play Charmander. Bulbasaur is clearly the best designed starting form of these 3. He's the most unique. He's the cutest. He's the coolest looking. He's just got a flower sack on his back.
Yeah, that's
He's a
pretty
little
cool.
dinosaur. That's cool. Charmander's just like a salamander.
Yeah.
Squirtle's a turtle.
I like that. I like turtles.
Yeah, turtles are cool. But
I had a turtle for like 18 years of my life. It's called Yertle. Yertle the turtle.
Very nice. But yeah, Bulbasaur's like the most Pokemon of those 3, in my opinion.
Interesting.
And I like his design a lot. So I've picked Bulbasaur a few times.
Yeah.
I ended up picking him this time because I'm in a Bulbasaur mood.
So who was your rival then? Like, who did Ash face against you eventually?
So
in that fight,
your rival always picks the Pokemon that has the advantage over you.
Yes.
So since I picked Bulbasaur, he picked Charmander.
Okay.
Normally, when I pick Charmander, he picks Squirtle.
Yep.
And if you pick Squirtle, he picks Bulbasaur.
Yeah, that's what happened with me.
Okay.
So I got Squirtle, and then he faced Bulbasaur against me. I beat him though.
Yeah.
I mean, as I should have.
Important question for you.
Yeah.
You are supplied the option to give your Pokemon a name.
Yes, this is what you were talking about, right? Last week.
Did you name your Squirtle?
No.
No. Okay.
Because I get that. I get why people would do that, but to me, that is their name.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Can I do that later on, or is that?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Because there was a shift in my perspective on this. Because growing up, I never named them. But probably like 3 years ago, I think Kyle Bossman of Easy Allies gave me gave his audience a really solid pitch on why you should nickname your Pokemon. I was like, you know what? You're kind of right, because it's like an added layer of your journey, customizing it. You form more of a connection. So I've nicknamed my Pokemon ever since then.
What did you nickname Bulbasaur?
Bud.
Bud.
Because I call my cat Buddy Bud.
Oh, cool.
His name's Rupert, but I call him like Bud. Like,
So
hey, Bud.
even like the random Pokemon you pick up that you don't really use all that much,
Yeah.
do you still name them?
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's
Yeah.
like 100-something names.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you do that? Like,
So,
how do you come
well,
up with them?
most of the time, like, I have 3 Pokemon right now.
Yep.
And mainly it's just like something I'm feeling that can maybe relate. Maybe it's a reference to something. In Let's Go, I named my Pikachu Cheeks.
Okay.
In Let's Go, I also named my Charizard Bakugo, which is the name of a character out of My Hero Academia who's explosive and fiery.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I don't know if I will, because to me, that's who they are.
Right, yeah. And if it's your first time you want to associate yourself with these characters and these Pokemon, I understand it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I did that, and I made my way.
And you beat Ash.
And I beat Ash.
Okay.
And I started going up that path, and I believe I'm making my way towards Pewter City now, right?
Vermilion City.
Sorry?
Vermilion City.
Yes, Vermilion City. And the gym there is locked.
It is.
And I believe that's probably going to be the final gym.
Could be.
Maybe. I don't know. Because I was like, well, why can't I go in there?
So yeah, you get to Vermilion City and you explore around it all.
I did. Can you remind me, like, what's in there?
So there's a shopping mart. There is a couple houses, a trainer school.
Yes.
There's an old man sleeping.
I remember I could not go to this school.
Okay.
Because I didn't have any badges.
All right.
And I found the Polka Center, which I realized that can heal my Pokemon. And it's kind of like the hub.
Yeah.
I imagine, like, there's small little hubs, which I found going on. And then the mart, I could buy Pokeballs.
Yes.
I always like to have, like, a few on hand.
Yeah, you should.
How many do you like to keep on hand?
At least 10.
10. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, I'll start doing that. I would have like 5 on hand. They're just so expensive.
They are, yeah. So, question for you: in your first encounter in Vermilion City, I don't know if you can do this your first time. Did you go left?
What's there?
So left, there's a small grass patch. If you go upward, there's a road, and then Ash would greet you there.
What does he say there?
You fight.
I might have.
And he says you can't come this way because you don't have badges.
Oh, maybe I didn't.
Okay, that's a missable fight.
Okay. I'm not
so
sure
what do you think about that? There's a missable, like an optional...
That's cool.
Confrontation with your rival.
That is very cool.
Very early in the game.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is he your rival? Is it just because?
Pallet Town, there's 2 houses. There's you and this other family.
Oh, I see.
I guess you're 2 young boys growing up together. You're both 11, 12 years old now, I think. Leaving. And... yeah, you just have that boyish rivalry, I guess.
Okay.
Want to be better than each other.
Is it like in a friendly way?
No.
Is it like aggressive? Is it very aggressive?
Kinda. As the series goes on, they become less and less mean-spirited.
I see.
Pokemon Sun and Moon, your rival isn't really a rival. He's like your buddy who's going through the same thing you are.
Okay.
And he'll heal you, he'll help you, he'll give you items to help you along your journey. Some people aren't a fan of that. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
The excuse for why your rival is so mean in this is because the Game Boy text boxes can only fit so many characters, so they need to like get across that he's your rival, so they need to make him like really mean.
Oh, I see. So. Yeah, he is kind of a jerk in this, I guess. I imagine that might, like towards the end, you'd be like, you're good too. I got that part a little bit right. The bully part.
The bully? Okay, yeah.
Somewhat.
He did.
But not a group.
Not a group.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I have some notes here. So I picked Squirtle, of course. But as I'm like going through up to Vermilion, is it Vermilion City?
Vermilion.
Okay. I'm very afraid of fights at this point.
Yeah, okay.
Because I have 1 Pokemon. And I don't really know what I'm doing.
Right.
Kind of. I have Tackle, and I have Tail Whip.
Okay.
So Tackle is just like your base attack, which is pretty good. And Tail Whip reduces the damage.
Reduces their attack?
Excuse me, reduces the defense
of your
enemies. Yes. So what I usually do is do Tail Whip first, and then start with the tackles.
That's good. I'm glad you're doing that, because a lot of people will get to a point in Pokemon games, or even from the beginning, where they feel like the buffs and debuffs don't matter, and they can brute force their way through.
Yeah.
That was me as a child. I really pushed through a lot of the fights with just brute strength, but the buffs and debuffs are very helpful.
Okay.
So it's good that you're doing that from the get-go.
Yeah, so I was doing that. I picked up some Pokemon along the way.
Yeah, so you leave the city after you get your first Pokemon. You leave Pallet Town.
Yeah.
What is the first Pokemon you encounter?
That's a good question. I think it was like
It's one of two options.
I think it was like Rattata.
Rattata?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Rattata and what's the other option?
Pidgey.
Yes, I picked up both of those. I have notes here that I'm referring to. I have a Pidgey, and I have a Rattata. Dumb. I have a Rattata in my PC right now.
Okay.
Because I didn't really.
I've never had a Rattata in my party.
So here's a question.
Sure.
Am I using Pokemon correctly? So right now, at the point.
We can come back to that at the end of the episode.
Okay.
I want to hear more about what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
We can do that.
But we can do that after the run through here. So yeah.
Yeah, you get you go when you're in Vermilion City, you get Oak's parcel.
Right.
You have to bring it back to him.
Yep, did that.
And you get your Pokedex.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you leave for good.
Yes. At some point or another, I run into a Pokemon trainer.
Okay.
And I realize I cannot use Pokeballs on their Pokemon.
I love this.
Because I'm like, I'm trying to steal your Pokemon, dude. Because you got a really cool Pokemon.
So you
can't do that.
I think your first trainer is in Vermilion Forest.
Yeah.
That's the first dungeon area of the game.
Yes.
So you get there and you're fighting a bug catcher.
Mm-hmm.
He throws out what? Was it one of the worms?
Yeah.
Okay, like Caterpie or Weedle?
Caterpie.
Okay.
I eventually picked up a Caterpie.
All right.
I don't know what to do with it. It evolved into a Metapod.
Okay.
Don't know what to do with it.
Does it know tackle?
It does.
Okay, well that's helpful because you can catch Metapod or Kakuna, which are the evolutions of Caterpie and Weedle respectively.
Right.
And if you catch them, there's a chance that they don't know tackle and they only know Harden, which just buffs their defense.
Yes.
So they're very hard to use in battle.
Yeah.
But it's good that you caught them out as a Caterpie.
Yeah. I've encountered a lot of Metapods who only use Harden, and I just keep hitting them. I'm like, what are you doing? You're just like increasing your defense.
There's a few Pokemon that do not have any offensive attacks when you run into them.
Yeah. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
So your first trainer battle.
Yep.
You win that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I had really too many issues at this point.
Okay. So
I'm mostly using
Squirtle,
who eventually becomes Wartortle.
Ooh, okay.
But I don't know when.
Okay. I have an idea when.
Yeah.
So Vermilion Forest you get through.
Yep.
Do you catch anything else in Vermilion Forest?
I believe I catch a Pikachu.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, oh.
So
mine.
Pikachu I'm surprised. I really wanted to see if you got a Pikachu here.
I did.
Because Pikachu is kind of rare to find in Vermilion Forest.
Really?
Takes a little while. Because I went through Vermilion Forest, I got through.
Yeah.
And I just had to run around the grass for a little while.
Yeah, he was like the first guy that came up.
Really?
Or like one of the first guys, yeah.
Wow, okay.
And I popped him because I was like, oh no, actually, I think I tried to get him, and I think I might have accidentally killed him.
So you found 2 Pikachu in your time in Vermilion Forest?
Yes.
How long were you in there?
Not long.
Oh, wow.
In and out, honestly.
Dang, okay.
I mean, like, I ran into all the trainers, or like the few trainers that I met along the way.
Did you pick up any of the items in Vermilion Forest?
What's there?
Maybe like a potion, like an antidote, I think.
I picked up a potion, and I might have picked up a... There weren't any TMs in there, were there?
No.
Okay, I didn't pick up any of those. There, at least.
So Vermilion Forest, you get through. You get your Pikachu, which, congratulations.
And he's good. I heard people, like, didn't like him, or, like, he's a little overrated, but I don't know. I like his attack.
I mean, I like Pikachu a lot. I like his evolved form a lot more. And I think Pikachu's cute. And I think most of the debate over Pikachu, I feel like probably just comes from the fact that he's the mascot.
Yeah, that's true. I have Thundershock.
Yes.
Growl. And Thunderwave.
Yes.
Although that might come later in the playthrough. Who knows? But yeah. So yeah, I like his attacks. He's like my number 2 guy, I would say.
Okay. So you get through Vermilion Forest.
Yep. And then do I get to Pewter City?
Yes, you do.
Okay. And I explore.
Good.
And I go to the Pewter City Museum, in which I pay 50... What's the currency called?
They never mention it. I think it's Pokedollars.
Pokebucks.
Pokebucks?
I spend 50 Pokebucks, and I go into this museum. And I'm just exploring, and like there's like a bunch of old fossils or whatever. And I go to this old man. And he's talking about this lunar landing in 1969.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my first question is, am I on Earth? Do we know?
Some people think that Pokemon takes place like super far in our own future.
Oh. And like everything's just renamed?
Yeah, because another thing that you pointed out with your predictions last week was you said that you think that the world is going to be similar to something.
Yeah.
Like how Sword and Shield is similar to the UK.
Right. I didn't think it was on. When I was saying that, I didn't even think it was on Earth.
Just some globe.
Yeah, just some planet that happened to resemble our world somehow.
Okay, because Kanto is based on a lot of southern Japan.
Okay. Yeah.
And the sequel, Gold and Silver, is also based on an area in Japan.
Okay. And we're in Kanto right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Gen 1 is Kanto.
Okay. That makes. I mean, it makes sense since it's a Japanese game.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
But yeah, no explanation.
Yeah.
Like there's some Pokédex entries that reference like China, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong on that, but I feel like I've heard someone mention that before.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's some weird connections.
Yeah. So I thought that was the most fascinating thing through this playthrough.
Okay.
So far, it was like, wow.
You see the model spaceship too, right?
Yeah.
Of the Columbia.
Uh-huh.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
So what else is in that museum?
I saw fossils. There was someone, I believe, like a daughter and a father, talking about some sort of a Pokemon, like some daughter being like, I want this Pokemon, and the father was being like, I can get that for you. And I was like, I feel like this might be a side quest I could do.
It's not.
It's not?
It's not. I'm sorry.
Well, I wanted to give that young girl a Pokemon.
There are things like that.
Okay.
But that was not one of them.
That's just for fun.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember from that museum.
So those fossils.
Yeah.
Cool fossils, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Sure.
Did you look? Remind me, was there an image that popped up when you looked at it?
I think so.
Do you know what it resembled? Do you remember?
No.
Looked like a little bit of a pterodactyl.
Oh, little dinosaurs?
Yeah.
So more proof that this might be on Earth.
Potentially. More. Well, it was definitely unique, and it was cool that it was a fossil of something.
Oh, I know what these were. These were like fossils of like old Pokemon.
Yeah.
It seemed it.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So what else happens in Pewter City?
So Pewter City, it has the first gym.
First gym, yeah. First gym you can encounter.
First gym you can go into and participate in. Do you want me to get to the gym? I don't know if I can remember anything else from Pewter City.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else in Pewter City. There's like a couple more items you can buy in the store now.
Yeah.
If you go all the way to the right, there's someone who's like, "Oh, you can't go here yet. I'll show you the way the gym is."
And he brings you to the gym. Brings you back to the gym.
Yeah.
So I actually did that because I like to just kind of go around and then come back to things. So I tried to do that, and he like kept bringing me back. I actually did it a few times, but I was like, okay, I guess I have to go to the gym. So I go into the gym, and they're mentioning this gentleman named Brock. Eddie Brock. No, not really. So I have to fight this guy named Brock, and I believe the guy at the door said something about Earth elements.
Yeah,
or
so
that Earth Pokemon.
There's a man standing next to the statue in the front of the gym, and if you talk to him, normally he will tell you a little bit about strategy.
Yeah.
For what the gym holds.
Right.
Brock is Rock, because Rock is in his name.
Yeah.
And Pewter City is the Stone Gray City, I believe, was the definition of the sign out front of the city.
Okay.
So yeah, you walk into the gym. There's a trainer there that you have to fight before you're worthy enough to fight Brock.
Funny thing about that.
Yeah, how'd it go?
I snuck around that guy. Yeah.
I forgot you could do that.
So this is what I did. I tried to fight him.
And
I kept losing like horribly.
Okay.
Really terribly. Like multiple times I was like, I can't beat this guy. So I was like, can I just like snake around him? So instead of like going straight up, I go straight to the right and like wrap around, and I go all the way to Brock.
Okay.
And I beat Brock like on my first try, like fairly easily.
Well, yeah. So you're rocking right now. You got Squirtle.
Yep.
Pikachu.
Yep.
You said Pidgey? I
have a Pidgey. I don't even. I think I got.
Still using Rattata? Do you know?
Yeah, I had Rattata. I have a Caterpie, but I don't really use them all that much. It's mostly Squirtle and Pikachu at this point.
Okay.
And I find that my water type Pokemon can easily destroy this rock type. Is it rock type?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And no issue, pretty much.
Yeah.
I use Bubble against him, and that seems to fare pretty well. I don't even know if I use Pikachu at this point. I'm pretty sure I just use. I think he has 2 Pokemon, I believe, that I face against. I forget what they were. And I use Bubble. I use Tail Whip and some tackles here and there probably. And it was fairly easy. He was easier than the trainer.
Yeah. So Brock has a Geodude.
Yes, that's what it was.
And he has an Onix.
Yep.
Any opinions on either of those?
I don't remember them being particularly difficult.
Okay. What about like their design?
Geodude is weird. He looks like a ball and like a thumbs up.
Yeah.
What's Onyx look like again?
He's like the giant rock snake.
Oh yeah, he's kind of terrifying. When he popped up, I was a little scared.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
it went well.
You mentioned you don't know if you use Pikachu. I feel like you would know if you use Pikachu
I may have.
because there is something that you would most likely learn based on the type of moves that Pikachu has and the type of Pokemon that Brock has.
So what
'Cause
would I have? Remind me.
So
or
you just
refresh me.
mentioned that your water type Pokemon
Mhm.
was able to blow through this rock type gym.
Oh yeah, easy.
A lot of we mentioned earlier there's a little triangle of like Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. Of
Yes.
like everybody's stronger than someone and weak to someone.
Right.
So there is a sort of chain like that throughout the game with types. Most of that is common sense.
Yeah.
So like fire strong against grass, fire is weak to water.
Yep.
Rock, weak to water.
Yep.
Do you know what happens if you shoot electricity at a rock?
No.
Pretty much nothing.
So, maybe this. Okay, I've had this experience with Pikachu. I don't know if it was at that gym.
Okay.
It may have been, but I've had experiences where I use an attack.
Mm-hmm.
He's electric, of course. I use an attack on someone, and it does like very little damage.
Okay.
That may have been this.
I can tell you it's not,
Okay.
because if you used Pikachu on Brock's Onix or on his Geodude, which are rock types, I would say Pikachu used Thunder Shock. It's not effective. So it just you would do no
Does
damage.
nothing. Maybe it did that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I just used Squirtle on this fight.
Yeah, I mean, if you blew through it, I believe you would.
Yeah.
So you're mostly using Squirtle so far at this point in the game?
Yeah, my Squirtle is like really leveled up.
Okay, so...
Like he's not at this point. Later on, he like becomes very leveled up.
So this is where I assumed, since you were using him this much throughout Viridian Forest too, I bet you he evolved at the end of Brock's gym.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I think I tried to use some other Pokemon. So this is where I get my Boulder Badge.
Right.
I don't know what that does,
So the badges...
and I don't know how to use the badges.
Okay. The badges pretty much have no practical use.
Okay. I know I've read up a little bit. You can use badges to do certain things, like cut trees and whatnot.
Yeah, so the Boulder Badge, I believe it lets you... I don't know if there's a level association with it, but it gives you the opportunity to use the move Flash outside of battle.
And what does that do?
So you'll come across this further down the line, but there are moves you can teach your Pokemon that have practical use in the overworld of the game.
Okay.
So not just in battle. Not every Pokemon can learn all these moves. Right. Some can only be learned by some Pokemon. And they will help you traverse the world in certain ways.
Okay.
Have you noticed so far in your journey that there are some tiny little trees blocking paths?
Oh, yes.
You will find a use for that.
Cool. Because those are annoying.
And that is, they're called HMs. That's what Flash is.
Okay.
Hidden machines.
That's what that stands for.
Yes.
Okay.
TM is technical machine.
Ah.
So.
TMs I can teach Pokemon.
Yes, but they only get one use.
Yeah. Can I find multiple of them?
I'm not sure.
Because I have a few. I have them written down here somewhere. But I just I don't want to waste them. I'm very nervous about them.
It's good that you're holding on to them. So TMs you can only teach once per TM.
Yeah.
Hidden machines you can use them on several occasions.
Right.
You can use them for your entire team if they can all learn the move. So, yeah. Do you have any questions about TMs?
No, I know I can teach them to certain ones.
Yeah.
Here's an example of one that I have. TM34 is Bide.
Bide.
What does Bide do?
So Bide...
And who should I focus that one on?
Bide, I would probably give to someone, and comments are probably going to say I'm wrong about this, because again, I'm not a Pokemon expert.
Yeah.
But Bide, I would probably, if I'm remembering it right, I'd probably give it to someone with a high defense, which you can see their stats if you pull up your team. Give to someone with a high defense, because basically what it is you don't attack, I think, for 2 turns or maybe 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you just take their attack, and then the next time you get to attack after Bide goes through what it does, you deal double the damage that they dealt to you.
Oh.
But like if you use, like there's a pro and con there, because if you use Bide, someone sees you're using Bide and say you have a rock type out, they have a free chance to swap someone out, because that takes up a move.
Oh, I see.
And then they could hit you with like a bubble or something like that and really mess up your health.
I see.
So there's a lot of strategy in like switching out too.
Okay. I don't think anyone's ever switched out on me so far.
Okay. Have you switched out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly because my Pokemon just get real low on health.
Right.
And that's the only thing I can do.
Have you noticed that when you switch out a Pokemon, the end result of a fight is different?
Is that true?
Yeah, so say you're fighting Brock's Onix with, let's say your Caterpie, and your Caterpie gets low on health. You're like, oh no, I'm going to switch him out with Squirtle. When Squirtle defeats Onix, both Pokemon that fought that Pokemon will gain XP.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no,
okay.
I know that.
Okay, just making sure.
So anyone who's involved in the fight gets XP.
The more that are involved, the less XP you split.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
I have noticed everyone gets the same amount of XP.
If they're in the fight together?
Yeah.
Okay. I might be thinking of later gens then, because they have modified it where, like, the level differential modifies how much XP you gain.
Okay.
The number of people in a fight.
Yeah.
Messes with it, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that was pretty much it, I believe, for this gym. So I got to that gym.
So you finished Pewter City.
Yeah.
And you headed rightward.
Yes.
There's a path of trainers here.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Very difficult. I have a quote from one of them. Hi, I like shorts. They're comfy to wear. And then he fights me.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man. They wanted to give personality to these characters.
There's some really weird things that people say here.
Yeah, they want to really give character to their characters, I guess. I think his name is Youngster.
Yeah.
Is the one you fight that likes shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Shorts kid. Any Pokemon that they throw out that you...
Oh, yes. This was a very tough one. One of these characters threw. Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff, okay.
Because once Jigglypuff gets the sleep on you, done for.
Do you have any awakenings at that point?
No.
Okay. So yeah, there are items that can help with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think awakening or sleep lasts 3 turns.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
The thing I had with this Jigglypuff is that this Jigglypuff kept using sleep.
Okay.
Which I didn't know if you could do, because I eventually got a Jigglypuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't do that because they were already asleep.
Okay.
But I just kept getting sleep used on me.
Yeah. So that's status effects will mess you up. Have you ran into any other ones so far? I think you may have in Vermilion City.
Yes,
Vermilion Forest.
One of them I believe I was poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
And my screen kept flashing after the fight, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What's going on?" And
Is
then,
something wrong?
Yeah, I was like, "What's wrong with this game?"
Uh-huh.
And then one of my Pokemon fainted. I believe it was Squirtle.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I see." And
Yeah.
I learned that's what that was.
Yeah, it's interesting that, again, this came out on the Game Boy,
Mm-hmm.
a handheld machine that's big seller was Tetris.
Yeah.
Like this game is so impressive for being on that machine,
Mm-hmm.
and the way they convey so many of their messages and themes of like mechanics like that, like thinking my game has a glitch because the screen is just making like jiggy zigzags.
Yeah.
To convey that someone is dying right now.
Right.
Again, and some of the moves are animated to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like thunder will flash that black light.
Yep.
I think a couple other moves have a few little animations to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, like in retrospect, but to you, like, how do you think of that?
I think it's cute. It's
Mhm.
fine. My thing with this game is that it shows its age because I just want to click through things,
Yeah.
and you can't really do that all too much.
Yeah.
Unless maybe there's a setting I could do that. I know there's fast text, which I've turned on.
Okay, I was gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week I had a blast because I was just asking you things that you were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the first steps of your journey.
Yes.
How are they matching up to what you expected going in?
Fairly similar in terms of gameplay.
Okay.
Like I knew it was turn-based. I knew it was gonna be top-down. or I expected that at least. There's actually, I have a very big question. And I'm still confused on this. So there are certain times where we start a fight, and enemies can attack me, or maybe at some point in a fight, enemies can attack me. I choose my attack, and then enemies attack me again before my attack goes through. Is that because of speed?
Yes, your speed stat is important.
I didn't realize that, and I figured it might be speed, but no one in the game explained that to me yet.
Right, so your speed stat affects who takes their turn first.
Okay.
So Pikachu is someone who has a naturally high speed stat. So say you're in a fight with a heavier character like Onyx, and you have Pikachu out there with like a tackle. So if Pikachu is your dude and you hit tackle, Pikachu will attack first because Pikachu's speed stat is higher than Onyx.
Right.
But maybe Squirtle's isn't, so then you throw Squirtle out, then Onyx attacks first.
That's what I've been having issues with.
Yeah.
Can you view the stats of your opposing Pokemon?
Cannot. There are, your Pokedex could help you with that to an extent.
But they could be different levels and all that.
Yeah. So like height and weight and like size might be a good way to like sort of reason with it in your head. Like Pikachu is the mouse type Pokemon is like in his Pokedex entry.
Yeah.
So like Mousie's small. If they're smaller, odds are they'll have a better speed stat. Heavier, bigger guys like Onyx probably won't have a good speed stat, but they might have a really good defense stat.
Yeah.
So this game is unique where it only has 4 stats. I believe it's defense, attack, special, and speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what special is.
So special is sort of like your bubble for Squirtle.
I see.
So like tackle would be your attack stat. Bubble would be your special stat.
And like water gun would be.
Right.
Okay.
And Pikachu Thunder would be a special stat.
I see. Okay.
But anything that's like physical contact, like fist hitting face, is attack stat.
I see.
Yeah.
So for this episode, do you want to end it? I feel like it'd be a good ending point right before
the next dungeon area.
Yes.
Okay.
But I will say Squirtle evolved at this point.
Nice.
To Wartortle.
Wartortle.
Yeah, it's really weird to say, but yeah, pretty cool. I like that Squirtle guy.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Squirtle's cool. My brother was a Squirtle guy.
Yeah, Squirtle's really cool. I can pull up the stat here somewhere. He's like really, like leveled up for me.
Question for you.
Yes.
So you wanted me to answer if you were using Pokemon correctly or not?
Yes.
I don't think there's a good answer to that. So far, I feel like you've been using them well enough where you're using the type advantages to dictate your decision making, which is good. Because learning those type advantages will benefit you so much as the game progresses.
Right.
So that's good. If you do want to level up your other guys and you don't want to dedicate so much time, there is the opportunity to maybe like set Caterpie to be first in your party, run into a fight, throw out Caterpie, immediately throw out one of your stronger guys.
Yeah.
So that way Caterpie still gains XP, but he doesn't have to fight at all.
I see.
So that's a valid strategy. That's a good way to beef him up a little.
I'm thinking in my head, so if you can have 6
at a time
Pokemon in your party at a time, I'm thinking you have a water type, you have a fire type, you have a rock type, and a grass type. So that's 4. Are there any other types?
Yes.
What is Jigglypuff?
Jigglypuff, I think, in the original game is psychic.
Okay, so I like having Jigglypuff on hand.
Okay.
Because I like sleep. I also have Mega Punch with Jigglypuff. I taught
Jigglypuff.
Nice.
Was that your first TM that you taught?
Yes, I believe so.
Nice.
That was a pretty good one.
So Jigglypuff seems like it might be staying around a little.
I might be throwing a lot of TMs at Jigglypuff.
Okay.
Because if I can use sleep and if I can use, maybe I have water gun, so maybe I can teach Jigglypuff this water gun. Actually, Jigglypuff is Wiggly Tough now.
Ooh, okay.
Because, actually, we'll get into that. We'll get it. That's a tease for the next episode.
Okay.
We'll get into that. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking at least.
Okay.
Have different types in my party.
So I do think you're using them well enough right now.
Right.
I would recommend if you want to level them up a little more, doing that little maneuver where like A lower guy is set to be first in your party, and then swap them out.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's good that you're learning the types.
Yeah, in my gameplay loop right now, just really quickly, because we can end this episode soon, is getting into a fight, and if my Pokemon, like for example, with the bunch of trainers, there's like 7 of them, something ridiculous. I would fight them, and if I got really hurt, I'd go back to Pokemon Center, heal them up, keep going back and forth, until I got through the end. That's pretty much what I did.
One last question for you. Have you blacked out a lot?
I'd say probably like 5 times, 5 or more times.
Have you noticed what happens when you black out?
You just go right back to the Pokemon Center.
You also lose half your money.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
that makes a lot of sense.
You didn't bring it up, so I wanted to tell you.
I did not know that.
Okay, so it may be a good idea to invest in items while you do have cash.
Okay. Should I be saving up for anything?
No.
So just spend it when you got it.
Yeah. There are instances where there will be things that are a little more expensive, so I wouldn't recommend like just blow all your money on Pokeballs because there's going to be potentially better ways to catch Pokemon in the future.
Okay.
So only spend when you need to, but
keep like 10 on hand.
Keep like a little stock going of some stuff, like some potions and some Pokeballs.
I've definitely used some potions. I feel bad about that.
Why?
I don't know. For me, inventory management in games, I like to have things on hand, and I never like to use them.
Yeah.
So, like in The Last of Us, for example, I always have whatever the most amount of med kits you can have, which I think is like 3 or 4, and I never use them.
Must be a pain for you with the shivs in that game.
So what I do, I know. What I do, this is a total tangent. What I do with that game, like if I'm playing on survival, I will not use a med kit if I know I'm reaching the end of a level, because I will just go on to the next level and just have full health.
Gotcha.
That's a little inventory management system in my mind. That's
Very
usually
nice.
what I do. So yeah, but yeah, at this point, I stopped right outside of the next dungeon.
Yeah. So you got through all those trainers down there. Is that where you caught Jigglypuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At some point or another. I think it was in a field, actually.
Yeah, Jigglypuff is in the grassy area before the entrance to Rock Tunnel.
Yes.
Or not Rock Tunnel, sorry.
What's
it Rock Tunnel?
I think it's...
No, it's not Rock Tunnel. I know it's Rock...
It's like Mount Moon.
Mount Moon.
Tunnel.
So you're outside Mount Moon.
Yeah.
That's where we leave off.
We'll leave it off there. Yeah.
So, are you excited? Are you happy with what you've done so far?
I am definitely happy with what I've done so far, and I'm still getting the gist of it.
All right. One last time, who is in your team at this point? You got Wartortle,
Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Rattata, Jesus, Rattata, and Caterpie, who I believe is Metapod at this point.
So no Pidgey?
I think Pidgey's there, just back in the PC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I really only use Squirtle, who is now Wartortle, Pikachu, and Jigglypuff.
Gotcha.
The other 3 are just whatever.
Okay. Yeah, it's just they're garbage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I'm definitely enjoying it. And this is all your idea, so thank you very much.
I'm glad it's working.
For that. Yeah. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can join us next week for the second gym. We'll talk about that. You can find the show on YouTube and podcast services like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. Anything else, Christian?
Those links are in the description. I'm glad you're joining us for the journey. Comment, yeah. Probably not any spoilers, because again, Jack is trying to be as blind as he can be with this. I already have had discussions with some people online about how red and blue was not the right choice for you.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. Like, you wanted the history aspect too.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because there is a remake of Red and Blue. It's called Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Okay.
But those came like around Gen 3, and they have fixed a lot of things, but the game, I feel like Red and Blue is charming for the things that it's broken at.
Definitely.
So
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
And I hope you all do too.
Yeah. Thank you for joining.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.